Alright, last time I did this tier list, I ranked every single hard mode melee weapon, which there were a lot of. And today I am ranking every single hard mode ranged weapon, which there are a lot less of. I think the last one I did was like, what was it, like 50 minutes or something like that? That was a long freaking time. I'm gonna go through the tiers again, just in case you didn't watch the last one. The Chad tier is reserved for just items or weapons that are plain in general just the absolute best. Also, just my personal favorite items. A tier, this is kind of like the S tier, where the items or the weapons in A tier are the best. They're weapons that I would consider the best, basically. B tier is the really good tier. C tier is the kind of middle of the road tier. D tier is bad, and the sad guy is just reserved for items that are so useless you would never use them, and haven't used is pretty self-explanatory. So, gonna get into this with the adamantite repeater. So, unlike the hard mode or swords, I think that the repeaters are a lot more useful to players, because the swords have nothing really special to them, but for the repeaters you don't really need to do anything special, they're just good. And because of that, I'm going to put the adamantite repeater at the bottom of B tier. The swords are C tier because they're just swords, and they don't really have anything unique going on with them. They lack good range, they lack projectiles they can fire. The repeaters don't lack really anything. They do exactly what they're supposed to, and you can pick them up and be really good with them. So yeah. Aerial Bane. I think I know what this bow does. It like fires fireballs that arc downwards. I think you get it from Betsy. Honestly, I'd probably put this in C tier, because I don't think you're really going to use this all that often. You're not going to use this as much as you would use the flying dragon. It's just, I would say it's not really that useful. Again, I mean, anybody can prove me wrong on this, but I just don't think it's useful. It's a C tier. The candy corn rifle. The candy corn rifle, I feel like, is a really underrated weapon, because I had no clue that the arms dealer sold candy corn when you picked up the candy corn rifle. I legitimately thought that hold on, let me move this. I legitimately thought that the candy corn rifle was just one of those weapons that you had to get ammo from the source, which I think this drops from Pumpkin? Or does it drop from the Morning Wood? Yes, that is its name. I don't know, but it is a really cool gun. The candy corn bounces off walls and it can pierce multiple enemies, and I think because of that, I'm gonna put it above the adamantite repeater, like right there in B tier. Excuse me, I got some in my mouth. Excuse me. Alright. Celebration. I remember this used to be a Moonlord drop. I'm pretty sure it was, and it was pretty lackluster. I mean, it fires explosive. You get it from the party girl, which makes sense. You get it from the party girl now, so I'm gonna put it below the aerial bane. I feel like you could be a lot more useful with the aerial bane, honestly. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna bump celebration like right here, like right there in C tier. Celebration Mark II, on the other hand, absolutely deserves the Chad tier because it's just prestige. It's so cool. Like, just all the colorful projectiles it fires. I mean, you can wreak absolute havoc with Celebration Mark II. It is freaking incredible. It's like upper Chad tier. It is so freaking cool. It's so good. Alright. Chain gun. The chain gun is, I think that if you use chlorophyte bullets, the chain gun vastly outperforms the Mega Shark. And I feel like the chain gun is somewhere in between the Mega Shark and the Gatligator, where it's inaccurate, but it also has the firepower of the Mega Shark. It fires extremely quickly. I'm gonna put this, honestly, I'm gonna put the chain gun like upper A tier. Like right here. I know that a lot of people might skip the chain gun. I usually go for the chain gun when I'm playing Ranger because I just like to go through the Frost Moon and everything like that. And plus the sprite just looks freaking awesome. So yeah, it goes in upper A tier. The Chlorophyte Shot Bow. Once again, just another really good, weapon. I'm gonna put this below the chain gun, I think. But like, just below it. The Chlorophyte Shot Bow is really freaking good, especially if you combine it with like cursed arrows. Man, this thing chews through things. If you got an archery potion, man, this thing just eats through stuff. It is so crazy. Definitely deserves to be like upper, maybe mid A tier. It's just really good. And then we got another really good weapon. All the ranged weapons are just so freaking good. I can't believe freaking Terraria is the best freaking balanced game I've ever seen in my freaking life. It's so good. Sorry for the slap. Anyway, the Clockwork Assault Rifle is another just freaking super good weapon. Honestly, I want to put it in Chad tier because it's one of my favorite weapons. But I don't think I can. I have to put it in like a low, like I have to put it, I'm gonna put it in mid A tier. I'm sorry, I gotta put this thing in mid A tier because it does exactly what it needs to do. It is consistent and it holds its own. You can defeat the twins with it. You can get through even mid hard mode. I'm pretty sure you can even kill Plantera with it. It is actually, I think in that regard, I'm gonna bump it closer to the Chlorophyte Shot Bow. The Clockwork Assault Rifle is just freaking so good. It is so good, and the fact you get it from the Wall of Flesh is just insane. Combine it with Cursed Bullets, Crystal Bullets, Ichor Bullets, combine it with whatever bullets you want. It will perform amazingly. The Clockwork Assault Rifle is so good. And then you got the Cobalt Repeater. I think this is the first C tier, but it's like the top of C tier. If I'm gonna go for a repeater, I'm always gonna go for either Adamantite or Titanium. I'm never usually going for the lower tier or repeaters. But honestly, I think I'm gonna bump Celebration up, like here, and I'm gonna bump the Aerial Bane right there, and I'm going to plant the Cobalt Repeater pretty safely in the middle of C tier, because you could use it, and you could be effective with it, but if I'm going for a repeater, I'm always gonna go for the higher tier, repeaters. Coin Gun. This is, I don't want to disrespect the Coin Gun, because it's a really cool concept, but you need cash to use it. I mean, it's its thing. I'm going to put it in haven't used, because I really have not used the Coin Gun enough to really notice its effectiveness. I know there's an entire video where a guy beat the whole game with the Coin Gun. If you've got a money farm, I guess it could be useful, but I don't really see you being able to use the Coin Gun seriously in any viable way. Oh gosh, this thing. The freaking Daedalus Stormbow. Freaking, this is like one of the most infamous items in all of Terraria. It is just like, if you combine this thing with Holy Arrows, it still wrecks havoc. I mean, I remember this being like the best strategy to use against the Destroyer, and it still is, even though I'm pretty sure it got nerfed into the ground. But it still deserves the Chad tier. It still deserves the, it still, in my opinion, deserves Chad tier just because of it's just straight in infamy. It is just one of the most insane weapons ever added to a game. Just freaking raining arrows is just insane, and the Holy Arrows just make this thing just wreak so much havoc. It is insane. Even after it got nerfed, I'm pretty sure it got nerfed. Even after it got nerfed, it's still just freaking incredible. All right, I'm gonna lump these two together: Dart Pistol and the Dart Rifle. I'm going to put the Dart Rifle in upper B tier. I'm going to put the Dart Rifle in upper B tier, and I'm going to put the Dart Pistol right below it next to the Candy Corn Rifle. Because I'm putting the Dart Rifle higher because the Dart Rifle, in my opinion, is better than the Dart Pistol because, you know, it does more damage. And just in general, I prefer using the Dart Rifle over the Dart Pistol. Of course, I don't know, they might be equal. I'm going to put the Dart Pistol right behind it because they're basically on equal playing fields. They're both really good, but in my opinion, I just prefer using the Dart Rifle. So, I'm going to bump them up, actually. I'm going to bump them up. If you get, like, Cursed Darts or something, or Ichor Darts, they can be pretty freaking useful. So, I'm going to bump them. Alright, the Electrosphere Launcher. I think this is another weapon I'm just gonna have to put in haven't used. I haven't really used this thing in any serious capacity. I don't know if you could use this in any serious capacity, because it's a weapon that you get so late in the game, you're gonna be using, like, just in general better weapons, like the Chain Gun, or the Vortex Beater, or just even a Mega Shark. Honestly, yeah, but I'm gonna put it in haven't used, because I haven't used it seriously enough to know whether or not it's good or not. And then you have the Elf Melter. Flamethrowers honestly got one of the best buffs in the game. They became a lot better after they got buffed. The Elf Melter, I'm gonna put the Elf Melter like at the top of B tier, or close to the top of B tier. It's a pretty good flamethrower. I mean, you can be really, really good with it. It does pierce multiple enemies, which makes it nice during events like the Pumpkin Moon and the Frost Moon. It's at the top of B tier. Flamethrowers are just really cool, in my opinion, so... And the fact it can pierce multiple enemies is really good, so... Yeah. Eventide. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Eventide or Eventide? I don't know how you... I'm just gonna say Eventide. So it fires... It's a bow that fires like rainbow lances. I would just rather use the Tsunami, in my opinion. I'm gonna still put it at like the top of C tier because I still think you could be useful with it. But I just use the Tsunami, man. I mean, seriously. Flamethrower. Man, the Flamethrower, I gotta put this in like, I gotta put it with the Elf Melter, honestly. I'm gonna put it like right here below the Dart Rifle. The Flamethrower is pretty freaking good. I mean, there's nothing really much to say about it. It's a Flamethrower, does decent damage. I mean, it's just good. There's not really much to say about the Flamethrower, but there are quite a few things to say about the Gatligator. Man, the Gatligator is... I gotta put this in D tier. But I gotta put it at the top of D tier. It's a weapon that you could use. You could absolutely use the Gatligator, but in my opinion, it's not very good. I mean, for when you can get this, it's not really great because it's so freaking inaccurate, and I'm pretty sure that the bullet velocity on the Gatligator is a random too. It's a unique weapon, but it is nowhere near as good as the Clockwork Assault Rifle or even any of the repeaters. It is just not a very great weapon. Grenade Launcher. The Grenade Launcher is really good. I find it mostly useful for events like Pumpkin Moon and Frost Moon. I'm going to put it at the bottom of A tier. It does really good damage against groups. Against single targets, I would rather use a gun. But against multiple targets, it is probably one of the most effective weapons you could use. Hallowed Repeater. I think that the Hallowed Repeater is kind of on the same... It's on the same wavelength as the Adamantite Repeater, because you could still obviously use it, but by this time you've probably got the Mega Shark, and I would just say use the Mega Shark. The Mega Shark is probably going to just always out-damage the Hallowed Repeater. By this point, just defeat all the mechanical bosses, get yourself a Chlorophyte Shot Bow. It's going to work so much better. Hallowed Repeater, yeah, it's on the same level as the Adamantite Repeater. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, they're basically just palette swaps. Oh my gosh, how did I never notice that? The Hallowed Repeater and the Adamantite Repeater are literally texture swaps of each other. Alright, Ice Bow. Ice Bow, I mean, I would say the repeaters are better than the Ice Bow. No, not the Cobalt Repeater. The Ice Bow can be pretty good if you get it really early on. But besides that, I mean, you're better off using just anything else. Jack-o'-lantern Launcher. This is on the same wavelength as the Grenade Launcher, because, I mean, you get them around the same time. Oh, excuse me. Alright, there we go. Try to get that out of my system. They're on the same wavelength. The Jack-o'-lantern Launcher, I'd say, is a little bit better, because I think it does a little bit more damage and the projectiles are just bigger, so they have a better chance of just hitting multiple targets. Plus, I think it's just really funny, so yeah, I'm gonna put it with the Grenade Launcher up in A tier. Marrow. Marrow, I honestly forgot how you get Marrow. I have to look up how to get Marrow. Let me see. Let me go to the wiki real quick. So it's basically a bow. It does 53 damage and it fires high velocity bone arrows. I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier, honestly. I would say that you could probably actually no, I'm gonna bump it towards the bottom of B tier. It's kind of on the same tier as these guys. Let me just tilt you, or just reduce your size. Reduce the size. There we go. Marrow goes at the bottom of B tier. Mega Shark. One of the weapons that I feel like just deserves to be just like right here in the chat tier. It's one of the most iconic Terraria weapons. It is so freaking good. It's a pretty fair weapon to get. You gotta defeat the Destroyer, you gotta go get shark fins, illegal gun parts, and then you gotta have a mini shark, and that's it. You got one of the best ranged weapons in the game. This thing will carry you throughout all of hard mode, basically, until you get the Vortex Beater. It is just, man, it is so freaking good. Love the Mega Shark so much. I will always love the Mega Shark. Mithril Repeater. Significantly better than the Cobalt Repeater, but it is still in C tier. It is still in C tier. Alright, the Nail Gun. Nail Gun. I don't know. It seems like it would be good, but I don't think you'd really use it seriously, so I'm going to put the Nail Gun... I'm going to compromise and kind of put it, like, just right there. Because I'm sure you could use it. Actually, no, I can't. I have to put it in haven't used, because I just haven't used it enough to know whether or not it's useful. Onyx Blaster. This is another Chad weapon. The Onyx Blaster is so unbelievably good for how cheap it is. It is such a cheap weapon to get. All you need is a shotgun, some dark shards, and souls of night. I'm pretty sure that's just all you need. It's a shotgun that fires a gigantic dark grenade. I mean, it is just so freaking good. It does so much damage. It's another weapon that honestly can carry you through hard mode. So, yeah, definitely deserves to be in the Chad tier. Another repeater or Calcum. I'm gonna put you with Mithril because that's where you belong. There we go. I'm gonna put you a little bit below Mithril because I like the color green more. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, a lot of the repeaters are just color swaps of each other. The Mithril repeater is the same exact model as the Adamantite repeater. It's just recolored, and the Hallowed repeater is the same as all of them. Man, guys, seriously. Palladium repeater looks cooler than the Cobalt repeater, so I'm gonna put it there, and I'm going to move the Cobalt repeater down. Looks way cooler than the Cobalt repeater, honestly. Oh gosh, I just messed that up. I love, Palladium. I'm Southern. I can't say words. I'm sorry if I'm messing this up. I'm just gonna say Palladium. I like the way Palladium looks more than Cobalt. Why? Why would you ever want to use the Pearlwood Bow? Why? Use any of these repeaters. I mean, even just using the Cobalt repeater over the freaking Pearlwood Bow, it's like facial moisturizer versus sandpaper. It is like so freaking, it's such a like, the Pearlwood Bow is honestly, I think it might be the most useless item in the entire game. I legitimately think that. I legitimately think that the Pearlwood Bow is the most useless item, or the most useless weapon in this entire game. It's just bad. Pearlwood weapons were just a mistake. I don't care if they got buffed. They're still just useless. Use any of this. Even use the Gatligator. It's so much better. Honestly. I mean, good grief, dude. Phantasm, I mean, it's the best bow in the game. I mean, it is just like, you just rain hell on everything you see when you have the Phantasm. It is just an insane bow. Absolutely insane. Phantom Phoenix, probably my favorite bow conceptually, because it fires a freaking phoenix out of it when you get done shooting, like, a few arrows. It's just crazy. It's so crazy cool. I don't know how useful it is, though. I'm gonna put it in B tier, like, right here. Because I think you could use it effectively. Piranha Gun. This thing got buffed pretty heavily, from what I remember. It used to just fire, I think, one piranha that latched onto an enemy. Now it fires 3. It is a lot better. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna group it together with all of these dudes, because I think it deserves A tier, but it needs to actually, let me just bump the chain gun up. The chain gun is so good, man. Gosh. Alright, Piranha Gun, I'm gonna zoom you in like that. There you go, plop you right there above the clockwork and the shot bow. Alright, Proximity Mine Launcher. I'm gonna go ahead and, even though this is further down the list, I'm gonna lump this with the rocket launcher. Because if I'm going to use an explosive weapon, I'm probably gonna pick the rocket launcher over the proximity mine launcher. And honestly, the rocket launcher is pretty freaking good. It's better than the grenade launcher, at least in my opinion. Proximity mine launcher, I mean, you can still use the proximity mine launcher. I'm going to put it right below the rocket launcher, but I would rather use the rocket launcher over the proximity mine launcher. Pulse bow. I'm going to put this in haven't used, because I haven't used the pulse bow enough. It's a really cool weapon. I know that it shoots those, like, I know, I mean, it's the pulse bow. It shoots those, like, laser beam things that bounce off the walls and stuff. Seems like it would be really cool, but I just haven't really used it enough to really give it a proper ranking. Space Dolphin machine gun. This is, honestly, I'm going to put this above the Mega Shark. I'm going to bump the Mega Shark down. Where is Mega Shark? On my layers. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to bump it down. The Space Dolphin machine gun is the best freaking gun in this entire game. It's pinpoint accurate. It does so much damage. It fires insanely freaking quick. Excuse me. Alright, there we go. It is just the pinnacle of Terraria ranged weapons. It is so good. I remember using this back when it was just like, you had to cheat to get it. Man, I just remember falling in love with this thing. Like, it's just so freaking cool, dude. So cool. Shadow Flame bow is in the same boat. People really sleep on the Shadow Flame weapons, except for the Hex doll. The Hex doll's not very great. But the Shadow Flame knife and the Shadow Flame bow are pretty freaking good. I'm going to put it in Chad tier, like low Chad tier though. Low Chad tier, because the Shadow Flame bow is, in my opinion, still a super effective weapon. Super effective weapon. I'm going to put it, actually no, I'm going to put it right below the Daedalus Stormbow, because I like the way the Daedalus Stormbow functions a little bit more. Shotgun. The shotgun, I'm gonna put this in low A tier, because it is a useful weapon, because I'm pretty sure you can just buy it straight out of hard mode. So if you don't get the Clockwork Assault Rifle and you don't want to fight Wall of Flesh again, you can buy the shotgun. But I would say that the shotgun is more just used to make the Onyx Blaster. I mean, it's still really good, but I would recommend crafting the Onyx Blaster just as soon as you can, because it is literally just a direct upgrade to the shotgun. Sniper Rifle. The Sniper Rifle is kind of like, I would consider the Sniper Rifle a pretty gimmicky weapon. It does insane damage, don't get me wrong. It does crazy damage, but I have to put it in C tier. I'm putting it right here below Celebration. I'm putting it right there. Like right in between Eventide and the Celebration, because I just don't think you could use the Sniper Rifle as like a serious boss fighting weapon. I really don't think you could. I mean, the Sniper Rifle is so cool, it does insane damage, but I just don't think you could use it all that seriously. Snowman Cannon. I'm going to put this in haven't used, because I have legitimately never used the Snowman Cannon. Ever. Literally ever. Stake Launcher. Stake Launcher. Fires wooden stakes. I mean, it's basically just a repeater on crack. I mean, I'm gonna lump it with the Candy Corn Rifle. I think the Candy Corn Rifle is a little bit better though. I'm gonna bump the Candy Corn Rifle up a little bit. I'm gonna bump it up like right there. And then I would take the Stake Launcher and bump it like right there. There we go. Alright, cool. Stake Launcher, yeah. I mean, it's low B tier. I'm sure that you could use it if you really wanted to. Stinger. Honestly, I haven't really used the Stinger that much either. It fires like explosive bolts, which is pretty cool. But again, I have to put the Stinger and haven't used, because I just have not used the Stinger. Man, Superstar Shooter. I think that this deserves Chad tier because of just the way it looks and just the fact that it's literally a freaking direct upgrade to the Star Cannon. Sorry, I forgot its name. I had to pause for a second. It's a direct upgrade to the Star Cannon. I mean, it is just such a cool weapon. Honestly, I love the way it looks, and I just love the Star Cannon in general. So, yeah, it's definitely going. It's definitely going in Chat tier. Tactical Shotgun. I feel like this one also deserves. No, I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. The Tactical Shotgun is really freaking good, but it is kind of a pain to get. When you do get it though, I mean, it's like the best thing ever. It's a full auto shotgun. It does crazy damage. It's just really good. Titanium repeater, another one of these higher level repeaters. I'm gonna put it on the same level as adamantite repeater. Toxicarp. This is a pretty, honestly, good weapon. It's a pretty useful weapon because all you need to do is fish in the corruption and you got yourself a hard mode range weapon that does really good damage that requires 0 ammo to use. And because of that, it deserves mid A tier, right below the Clockwork Assault Rifle. Right there, the Toxicarp is really, really good. Tsunami. Hello, stop, drag the mouse. There we go, alright. Tsunami is like the second best bow in the entire game. It's going in Chad tier. I'm gonna put it above the Superstar Shooter, right below the Phantasm. It is really freaking good. I mean, 5 arrows at once at the cost of 1. Good freaking grief. Just insane, dude. Absolutely insane. The Uzi. The Uzi has always been compared to the Mega Shark. I never really thought it should be compared to the Mega Shark. I mean, it fires, it's one of the few weapons that fires high velocity bullets without you needing high velocity bullets. And in that aspect, it's pretty good because the bullets travel extremely quickly and the Uzi itself does really good damage. It's a pretty rare drop though. I'm gonna put it below the chain gun, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna put it below the chain gun. Move the chain gun up. Alright, Venus Magnum. Another weapon that fires high velocity bullets. You get this from Plantera. When auto fire got added, like when the setting got added for you to be able to auto fire weapons, this became so much more useful because you didn't have to tap every single time you wanted to fire this freaking thing. I still think that these are just better though. So I'm gonna put it right here. No, I'm gonna put it below the proximity mine launcher and the rocket launcher. Alright, last 2 weapons. Vortex Beater. It's the second best assault rifle you can get in the game. It fires insanely quick, does crazy damage, fires a homing grenade. Yeah, just, it's definitely up here, dude. I mean, no contest. There's a lot more weapons, I feel like, in Chad tier than there were in the melee tier. Or in the melee tier list, I mean. And the final weapon is the Xenopopper. The Xenopopper, I think it's like right here. I don't know if it's as good as the tactical shotgun. They might be on the same level as one another because they both do really good damage and they're both really fast firing shotguns. So I think you could use them effectively. Yeah, I'm gonna say you could use the Xenopopper just as effectively as the tactical shotgun if you wanted to. But that is the hard mode range weapon tier list. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any opinions on any of my placements, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Woo!